This is Elisa Balsamo and you are listening to the Will Toll podcast. Today's Giro d'Italia Stage 4 from Castello Tesino to Pianezze, Valdobbiadene.
Well, that was quite some Giro stage. Georgie Howe with me today. Georgie, immediate thoughts.
Well, I mean, I'm lying on my couch. It's nearly 11 p.m. and I feel like I could go for a run. That was insane. What a great stage to watch.
It was such a good stage. I mean, from the beginning, a really strong breakaway with their own ambitions and a fantastic, it played out just so confusingly. Like, you know, when you're watching a race and you're thinking like, what the heck are you doing at so many different people? And then like some people are riding the best race they've ever ridden in their lives. And some people you're like, you know, not to do that. And it just makes for really good bike racing.
You know, like the term divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're reading a book and you're like, the audience knows, oh, like, is it divine intervention? Yeah. Well, the audience knows what's coming, but the players in the game don't know what's coming. I feel like this is what's happened here. Like, we knew it was going to happen. We could see it from a mile away, except it was like the people on the ground just could not see what was going on and they were doing some weird shit.
I mean, I feel like we've had such an maybe like a predictably unpredictable Giro or something along those lines, because I feel like going into this Giro, I really thought, all right, no one can beat Reusser. Like, I really believed that there was no one who could come close. And then she handed the jersey over to Anna Henderson, and I think that she will maybe be regretting that, because, yes, it seems inconsequential on the second stage, after the second stage, when you're thinking, okay, like, this isn't going to change the overall GC at the end of the week. But now she's back in pink, but there are people breathing down her neck. And I think that it's like a knock-on effect, if you know what I mean.
I don't think this is a Giro where you can kind of play around with that. Not when you've got a stage with stage 7, like over 3,600 meters of climbing in 150 kilometers. Like this is like, you can't just gift jerseys of an 8-day stage race.
Exactly. All right, well, let's break it down really quick for the listeners. So Giro d'Italia stage 4, the second mountaintop finish of the race, and this one was more significant than stage 2. It was a longer climb, steeper climb. So we really saw cracks in the general classification battle. And going into the bottom of the climb, there was a breakaway of 4, including Lorena Wiebes, who was out there scooping up points in the points classification. At the base of the climb, Movistar was really drilling the pace, and they had Liana Lippert on the front doing an absolute, like, as hard as she could possibly go effort, and she just destroyed the group that they were in. There was only 5 riders left, and 3 of those riders looked like they were hanging on for dear life. The only 2 riders that really looked like they were maybe comfortable was Sarah Gigante and Reusser herself. But as soon as Lippert was done with her effort and Reusser took over, it was clear that pace wasn't going to be sustainable for the riders left. And the group swelled to over 15 riders. And at that point, Anna van der Breggen took over the pace making, and she was on the front for 4K, 5K, way too long to not have a teammate in that group. A lot of Kopecky got dropped like immediately as they hit the base of the climb. And so Van der Breggen was just on the front doing like a lead out effort. And as soon as she couldn't keep the pace with just under 3 kilometers to go, that's when Reusser went. And Reusser was followed by Longa Borghini, Antonia Niedermeyer, and Gigante. Gigante attacked with 1.7 kilometers to go and rode solo to the line, winning the stage by 25 seconds ahead of Elisa Longa Borghini, who has sprinted around Reusser for second on the stage. And yes, Marlon took over the pink jersey, but she is now only 16 seconds behind in front of Longa Borghini, and Sarah Gigante has moved into third in the race, 34 seconds behind. And I think that is potentially the one she needs to be really worried about. Longa Borghini looked really strong on the climb today, but Gigante at the finish line looked like she'd barely done an effort. And like going into the 7th stage, you don't want someone who is looking that good close to you on time at all.
No, and you know what, like, my favorite part about this stage was? It was like Gigante's subtle, I don't know if she knew this at the time when she did it, but it was like a subtle protest to the UCI's course design, and she pointed to the correct way in which she had to go to the finishing chute in the last 200 meters. So she almost went to the deviation, but she made sure she pointed right, and then she said, and they nodded right. And I was like, ah, once again, it was not clear. So it was a subtle protest. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, what a legend. Well, we have an audio diary from Sarah today, and I told her that, look, we here at the Wheel Talk podcast love your 8-minute audio diaries. So let's see what she gave us.
Hello, everyone. Today, maybe you can tell from my voice, today was a very, very, very good day. We won the stage, which is kind of crazy. I think I think it's the biggest win of my career. Giro stage victory sounds pretty cool, and the way we did it was awesome. Such great teamwork all day. It was actually quite a challenging course, even before the final 11-kilometer climb. So lots of ups and downs, hardly any flat. And yeah, my team looked after me really well. They looked after Ashley and Ushka as well. So we kind of had a trident going on coming into the climb, and then turned out to be whatever a trident is called when it has 4 pointers, because Laura was amazing up the climb as well. And yeah, we finished with 3 in the top 10, which is kind of crazy. Like, go us. Yeah, what a day. I'm still, kind of just surprised. It seems kind of weird to think that everything went so perfectly. And yeah, I mean, when I had that surgery in December and they said I'd need at least 6 months off competition, then of course in my head I'm like, at least 6 months? No, 6 months, that will do. So then I looked at the calendar, and I wasn't meant to do the Giro originally. I was down for the Vuelta and the Tour before my operation. But yeah, then I thought, okay, let's go for the Giro. And here I am at the Giro, the first, I don't call stage 2 a summit finish, first proper summit finish. And yeah, when Marlon attacked and I still felt so good, my DS had been telling me, calm, which was really helpful. But then in the end, I'm like, I can't be calm any longer. I feel too good. So then I went, and yeah, I almost went the wrong way. I don't know why, because I knew perfectly well we had to turn right with 40 meters to go. It was on my Garmin, it was on my stem, it was somewhere deep in my brain. But then I just got, just all the adrenaline and the fans. And anyway, I went the right way. I didn't get a puncture in the last 500 meters, or, all these weird scenarios were running through my head, because I'm just thinking, like, surely this isn't happening. Like, they're going to catch me, or something will go wrong, or yeah. And then nothing went wrong. It was all perfect. I won the stage. I'm third on GC in the QOM jersey. My teammates are coming. Oh, I should have the results up so I can tell you properly. But I think 8th and 11th on GC, 9th and 11th, and not too far behind either. So yeah, super great day. Yeah, just crazy, really. And yeah, tomorrow's a sprint stage, but I will worry about the sprint stage tomorrow. I think tonight, celebration. Yes, so a little bit longer. I'm not up to the 8-minute audio book. That's a bit too long. I'll save that for stage 7. I'm still in the moderately succinct zone. And yes, happy times. Wait, I have something to add. I just remembered I'm extra happy because not only did I win the stage, but I picked myself to win today's stage in the Escape Collective Fantasy League. So I'm moving up in the leaderboard too.
Well, just such an incredible ride from Sarah today. And we've talked about how she's worked her way back from iliac artery endofibrosis this season. She's such a promising rider, won Tour Down Under last year. And then Matt detailed in his piece recently that we made into a podcast last week, just what she kind of went through with iliac artery endofibrosis. So just so incredible to see her riding this well in such a strong team. AG Insurance-Soudal have 3 riders in the top 11 in the general classification right now, with Urska Zigart is in 11th. Laura de Schepper is in 9th overall. So the team is just like really in a commanding place. Whereas with Movistar and Reusser and her team, I was just really surprised, one, that they decided to do that effort so early in the climb when Lippert could have held off doing that kind of effort until later in the climb. It was a good part because it was steep, but as soon as the pace couldn't be kept, Reusser was isolated again. And you have Gigante, who has two teammates close by. You have Lidl-Trek, looked really strong again today. They've got Isabella Holmgren in 8th overall, but they also had, Amanda Spratt up there, who finished the stage in 11th. And it's, I'm just wondering what exactly was the game plan for Movistar today.
Yeah, it's hard to think when you've got a 12K climb and you set arguably your strongest bullet off in the first few kilometers of that climb. And you know that bullet's going to shred everyone, including your own teammates, and therefore your leader is then going to get isolated. Like, if you look at them on paper, they're not the best climbing heavy team, but when you've got other really good climbing heavy teams there amongst it, it was an interesting game plan. I hope they learn from it, because they cannot ride like this on stage 7, because then they definitely will lose the race. Yeah, I don't know if there's enough technicality coming up in the stages for Gigante to lose time, and for her climbing heavy squad to get exposed.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe Movistar has the upper hand when it comes to the final stage and the 6th stage, that are both hillier, maybe more technical. They could put pressure on Gigante, but in that 7th stage, I don't know. Their overall goal is to win the race, and she's in pink. So in theory, everything is going well, but I don't think the team looked great today.
This will be the test to see how they do bounce back, because it can all be sunshine and rainbows when things are going well and you are the underdog and you're fighting up against the villain, which is SD Works and FDJ, and everyone is pining for you to do well. When you're in the spotlight and all of a sudden the pressure's on, we're going to see how their culture really stacks up and how their motivation to actually, hold steady goes.
Which I think brings us perfectly into the other facepalm moment of the race, which was Van der Breggen's 4-kilometer long
solo raid.
Yeah.
On a raid attempt. We've seen her try to do this before. I'm trying to remember the race in which she did it. I think it was Valenciana earlier in the year, where she just sat on the front of the peloton and just attempted to shred the legs of the others. I don't know if it was intentional or if she thought that was her only bullet to fire, but sorry, I'm using that metaphor a bit today. Apologies.
Mm-hmm.
I think she lacked a bit of creativity today. I don't think it was patience. I think it was just creativity. I think she just thought, this has worked before, so I'm going to do it again.
I mean, that tactic worked really well for her before she retired back in 2020, 2021. She was able to just sit on the front of the group and decimate the peloton behind her and be the last woman standing. But it's not the same peloton anymore. And I think now we're really seeing the kind of cracks in SD Works Pro Time. They've been the best team for so long, but Kopecky was out the back door of the peloton before the racing even started on the climb today. And Van der Breggen, she is clearly really strong, but she's not strong enough to ride a whole group of climbers off her wheel right now.
No, and I think the very fact she thinks she can is an issue on itself that she needs to look at.
Yeah. One rider who will be really happy about their race today is Elisa Longoborghini. She tried to leave Reusser behind at one point, but she still finished second on the stage, taking some bonus seconds, and I think she will be feeling confident going into the rest of the race. So, Brodie Chapman, handing it over to Brodie Chapman for a minute.
Hello. Stage 4, the first real hard climbing stage. Our goal today was to stay safe and stay out of trouble, eat and drink heaps, stay sane, and deliver Elisa, Sylvia, and Erica to the final climb as fresh as possible, which we did, which was good. But yeah, it blew up pretty hard at the bottom of the climb. I think everyone just went full gas. But yeah, we had Gaspar in the break today, so that was a big day out for her, and worked well for us because it put pressure on Movistar to close that gap instead of us having to do it. And yeah, now we're staying next to this kind of man-made lake, which is still quite beautiful, full of carp. So I spent my afternoon staring at fish, which was really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all to report from today. I feel like the next day will be a sprint, and then after that, we've got some really more hard stages. So another day in beautiful Italy. I should probably mention that our leader, Elisa Longoborghini, finished a super strong second today and took some bonus points on the line. And fellow Australian Sarah Gigante took a very, very big win. So incredibly impressive. That's probably the most important thing that I didn't mention is that in fact we are now sitting second on GC and the hardest stages are yet to come. So we're very happy about that.
There is some illness going around in the peloton, and FDJ-Suez seems to be the team that is most impacted by it. Juliette Labousse was not able to keep the pace today. She finished almost 3.5 minutes down with Ashley Monin-Passio, and Avita Music was their top finisher in 16th, 2.5 minutes down. So they are probably not too happy with how the situation is, but we have heard that there's illness going around. So let's hear from Lea.
So today it was the stage 4 of the Giro. So the plan for the team was to have someone in the breakaway, and then for myself it was to protect the leader before the last big climb. So it was a really big goal for the team today because it was the really nice stage for Evita and Juliette, and to try to keep a good place at the finish and also to move up at the GC. But the first part of the race was really hard. The start was really fast, and that was nice to have Alessia at the front at this time. So that was perfect for the team. But then after, before the steep climb, it was hard to find each other, and we lost a bit also in the downhill just before. So that was hard to have a good positioning at the bottom. So we did a big effort with Juliette and Evita to come back at the top. And then after that, it was full gas until the last climb. And we were not super lucky because just before the last climb, someone crashed. So with Evita was a bit far. And then so she needed to do a big effort to come back, but it was a bit too late. And it's a bit sad because Juliette was not super good today. So it's not an easy day because we expect really more for this stage and also to start the Giro. So for sure it's not a good day for the team, but we are ready for the next days. And for sure it's not what we want, but we will try to fight until the end. It's not finished, and we can have some other opportunities, so it can be really nice also for the team. And now the goal for sure will be to have a victory before Sunday. So we will give everything, and we will see what can happen. But we try to keep a good attitude. For sure we are sad for the leader, for the team, for the partners, for everything, because we really want to win, and it's also for that we like to do cycling. But cycling it's not easy. So we will give everything, and we keep the smile, we keep the good vibes, and for sure I think we can shine in few days. So let's see. Now we will try to sleep well and be ready for the next day, because for sure we will be ready.
Well, Anna Henderson is out of the pink jersey, but it was a good run. I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, but you need the pink bibs. Like, she went all out, but she needed pink bibs as well. So I think Castelli needs to get on it.
Yeah, and look, she has the style to do it. You see her Instagram post? Like, when she was stepping out of the bus and with, like, the song and everything, I was like, girl, you needed to go all in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she could have. If Castelli, like, gave her that option, she would have taken it and she would have rocked it. And I think she was a very worthy pink jersey wearer for 2 stages, and was just so happy to see such a good person succeeding. And I think Lidl-Trek, they're not here vying for the race overall, but I think that they can be happy so far. And with that, let's hear from Spratt.
Hello everyone, Spratt coming to you again from the women's Giro d'Italia. Just finished stage 4 and it was a cracker stage. But before I get to that, I do have to mention that we won a stage. And our goal here was to come and try to win some stages. And Anna did an amazing job on the second day, got in a breakaway, rode away, got the pink jersey, which was just incredible for the team. And also exciting because on Lidl-Trek, we have the tradition that every time there's a win, we have tiramisu for dessert. Only was a bit iffy because Anna's a vegan. We also have a lactose and gluten-free rider, Loretta, here. So it was a vegan, lactose-free, gluten-free tiramisu, but it was delicious. It's basically like a marshmallow cake and was very welcome after that day. And yeah, if you've been following, you would have also seen the very pink bike that Anna got, and she was dressed out in full pink. So that's been like super nice to see. And we're calling her Barbie because yeah, she's like a pink Barbie on the bike, pink Barbie bike. But yeah, looks amazing. If you ever need motivation to get a pink jersey, then that bike should be enough. But yeah, so it's been a really cool time for the team actually to get that and see her in pink. And I think a lot of people in the peloton, I've seen a lot of people coming up to her. So yeah, it's been really, really nice. And then yeah, back to today's stage. The worst thing actually is that we had an early start. My alarm was 6:45. Brekkie left by 7:30, and I'm not a morning person. And to let you know how much of a not morning person I am, I did put my clothing on inside out by accident. But fortunately, I hadn't actually been in the bathroom yet, so I saw it before I went out and showed anyone. So, and also our Swanee came to the breakfast table to just ask us something, and as soon as they saw me, it was like, oof, Spratty. So yeah, I've kind of got a reputation. But I do try to be nice, but I just don't think it comes across nice that early in the morning. But work in progress. But yeah, the stage today was hard. The first hour was just up, down, technical corners with a breakaway trying to go. Fleur, Loretta, Lucinda, they were all trying to get in it. Just tried so hard, but just missed when the break went. I think they'd done a mountain of work. But it was 4 riders and we weren't too fussed about that. So then it was just more about protecting, especially Shirin, Bella and I for the final. And yeah, they did an amazing job at leading us into the main climbs. And then it was just, actually I almost died in one of the fast corners coming into the last climb. There was a crash right in front of me with Chiabocco. I hope that she's okay. I saw she finished, so I think she's okay. But I don't know how I missed that, but it just meant I started pretty much at the back going into the climb. Yeah, it was on from the start. I think I died a 1,000 deaths trying to get up there again. And then just at the moment when I thought, oh yeah, this could be a good moment to attack, then Anna Vanderbreggen went to the front and just rode a ferocious pace for the next, I don't know what it was, 7 kilometers, 6 kilometers, something like that. So the idea of attacking and just surviving was pretty much what I was thinking. I was with my teammate Bella, and gosh, she just continues to impress. She's, amazing. Like, I think huge talent and just great attitude, and just, I think she's going to do great things. She already is, but certainly for the future as well. It's her first big tour like this. So the big news of today actually is Sarah Gigante won the stage. And as a fellow Australian, that was incredible to see. And I mean, she attacked Marlon and Elisa and they had no answer, and she just rode away. So chapeau, and very proud moment actually to hear that Sarah had won and to go and see her after the stage and just what she's come back from with iliac artery surgery and several crashes. And I mean, gosh, I only have respect for her and what she's done and what she's capable of. So I think this is just the start. So that was probably a really exciting part of today. The other exciting part is we got to the finish. Bella, I think, was in the top 10. I think I was just outside, but couldn't have given anything more. So that last kilometre just went forever. And then the fun thing was the catch-ups after the stage with Elisa Longo Borghini while we rode back down the climb that we rode up. So at least we got to actually enjoy the descent. And in other news for the mechanics, we definitely need new brake pads after today, because we also started with 14 kilometres downhill neutral on the brakes. So Actually, my hands also might need a massage from just being on the brakes that long, and then also on the brakes after the stage, trying to get down again. So that's probably for the mechanics. But yeah, just about to have a massage, maybe osteo, and wait for dinner. I think it's gnocchi tonight, so I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe a good dessert, but not tiramisu today, but hopefully we get another tiramisu sometime. Probably a sprint day coming up tomorrow. So nope, all is good, and I'll check in later in the week. Ciao.
On the Spratty note, it's like one of the things that warmed my heart from the live coverage was seeing Spratty immediately go up to Sarah at the end of that stage and give her a big hug.
Good people, Australians.
Good people.
So stage 5 is the flattest stage of the race. There's a circuit with one climb that they do twice late in the race, but this stage is the stage that is probably going to be a bunch sprint, hopefully without any crashes, because that sucked to watch on Tuesday. So look for a fast finish tomorrow, maybe one of those early doomed breakaways filled with Italian teams, and a fast finish to finish it off. Let's wrap up this episode. Georgie, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, a joy to be here. Nowhere else I'd rather be at 11:10 p.m.
That didn't sound genuine at all.
No, in all seriousness, I'm very happy to be here. It was great to watch. I am stoked for Sarah. It was, what a stage. I really hope that she takes the time and has some time to herself to just reflect on what she's just done, because it's pretty awesome.
This episode was produced, edited, and mixed by Will Jones at Red Bricks Media.